It's time for a midweek mini news roundup. This is Wonderland on Points, presented by Yahoo Travel. We are Mary Ellen and Joe, and we are excited to bring you the latest and greatest in the world of points and miles. If you are loving a summer road trip series, which is domestic points and miles trips, don't worry, we have more coming. We're going to kind of mix in our road trip destinations with some of the latest news in the points and miles world. So we do have more road trips coming up, but we figured today we needed to talk about pretty much the hottest news of the summer that came out of nowhere and was a flash, and then it was gone, and now it's limping along, and that is Paze.
That is Paze. Man, we threw it out there to you guys and told you all the good stuff, and then we both went places and got really busy, and we had batched minis and done all kinds of things, and we never really circled back to tell you, sorry, this is dead now. I had a real
dead-ish. It's dead. It's injured. It's injured, but it's limping along.
It was so good, and I just knew. I feel like I said it on the podcast. If I didn't say it on the podcast, I definitely said it in my comments on Instagram, because I posted a carousel post explaining to people how to use this. I had a lot of interest in that carousel post. I was like, oh, maybe carousel posts are where it's at for me. And it's so shortly after that died. And I felt really bad because people were still finding it and commenting it's not working for me. And I'm like, sorry, look at the pinned comment and the edit and the caption. It's dead.
It was definitely one of these things, as all the best deals are. Mm-hmm. You just have to jump on them fast. Yes. So many of us, I think, were like, well, let me wait. Let me hedge my bets a little bit and see if it's going to work first. But then if you did that, you kind of missed out on, it's still, again, it's not completely dead, and we'll get into it, but you miss the initial sweet spot that it was.
I spent so much money. I was prepaying for everything. I was loading my Instacart. I bought PetSmart gift cards. What else did I do? Oh, I loaded my Lyft account because I knew I was going to be using that on upcoming trips. I would any and everything that I could to try to get 10x, 11x with the Newegg gift cards I did. You can't do that anymore, guys. Newegg stopped allowing Paze as a payment method on gift cards, which was really disappointing because the first thing we saw was Chase saying, after this date, you will no longer be able to earn a multiplier via Newegg and Paze.
Right. Pretty much through the end of the year, we thought we were going to be able to do this.
And then they said the end of the month. They said the end of June. But then Newegg goes in and yanks Paze as an option. And it was what the heck are you guys doing? But you know what? I knew it was going to happen. And I was glad. I wish I'd done more, but I was glad I did what I did.
Well, and it was a bummer because I was buying Instacart gift cards on Newegg, which in turn let me buy my groceries from Aldi and Walmart via Instacart, which is normal for me. I'm doing that anyway. It wasn't me manufacturing some amount of spend. It was just giving me a crazy multiplier, 11x on my groceries, which was fantastic. And I think it was going to keep going. What really nerfed it was once Paze introduced the $10 credits, spend $10 or more, get $10 back. That's really when people went mad crazy buying $10 gift cards on Newegg. And that's what shut it all down. At first, for many weeks, we were able to buy gift cards and get the big multiplier.
Yep.
But when the $10 credit started, that's what ultimately shut it all down, which is a super big bummer.
It is. And I was in Canada when this happened, so I did not get any of the free gift cards at all. By the time that I was I'll jump on that when I get home. Nope, already dead. But all hope is not lost.
No, it's not.
You can still get... You can't really get gift cards now. For most people, it's not working, although there is the odd few people who are still able to buy Dunkin' gift cards. We can talk about that. But you can get free stuff, free food.
Yes.
On every card in my wallet.
Pretty much, whether it's a Citi card, a Capital One card, Paze automatically shows you which cards are eligible. So what my family's doing, we drive down to North Carolina, South Carolina area to see family. So on our way down, Wendy's is one of the places that you can use the Wendy's app and pay with Paze. So when on our way down, You can only put in one order at a time, but we were planning to eat in Wendy's because we drive a long way. It was our one stop. So we put in 2 orders, one from my husband's app, one from mine, got $10 off both those orders. And then we wanted Frosties. Everybody wanted a Frosty. So then we put in a 3rd order for Frosties after we had already gotten our food from the first order. So our app kind of reset, which means that on that one meal for our family, we end up getting $30 back in individual $10 statement credits, which I was pretty pleased with. I thought that was great. Domino's is working, $10 off Domino's every time you put in an order. My husband and I both have accounts. We will probably do the same thing. We usually buy 2 pizzas maybe. So we might buy 1 pizza and pick it up under his account, 1 under mine, and then that way we can get $20 off of that meal. Little Caesars is new to the party, so that was not an original merchant, and we are hopeful that Paze is going to continue adding merchants. That's what they say. Well, we'll see if they add them before September 10th, but we've got a couple months here, a month and a half, that hopefully we'll see some more merchants added.
Yeah. I ordered a pizza to my house the other night, and it was such a good deal on the pizza that even after like the tip and everything, I think I paid $4. I was like,
amazing.
I would gladly spend $4 to get a pizza to my house. There was some kind of sale.
Summertime's the best for that.
Yes, for sure. But my personal favorite way to use this credit, waiting for all of the $10 to roll in before I did it again. So now I need to, probably before I go out of town in like 3 days, I need to place a bunch more Sephora orders because you get $10 back with $10 purchases at Sephora. And now
are you doing pickup purchases?
I did, but I have seen people saying if you have a Beauty Insider account, you get free shipping even on your little $10 purchases. And if that is the case, that's much less awkward for me. Because the way that this lady looked at me as I came in and I was like, I have some pickup orders. My name's Joanna. And she was like, oh, that's you.
You're the one.
She was like, we were wondering why you're doing this in separate orders. And I was like, well, to be quite frank,
let me tell you,
I like free things. But it was awkward because there were 2 other people behind me waiting for pickup orders. And I did say, I was like, let them go first. And she's like, no, it'll just take me a minute. She had to go through and pull up on her app and scan and press some buttons. And she's like, okay, that one's done. And then go into the app again and scan the next one. It was not actually that quick. And it was very embarrassing for me. I don't do well with, my face was so red. But the way that I found good products to buy where I wasn't spending a bunch of extra, I went to there was a travel sized section on the website. I did that first and I filtered by price. And then I just started buying things that came out to like barely more than $10 after tax. And then I also went to the sale page and filtered by price or sorted by price. And then I also went to the $15 and under and sorted by price. And that I never saw a button on there where I could literally look at everything all at once, sorted by price. So I just kind of poked around and I was able to get some really nice sunscreen, very nice brand of like an apple cider vinegar shampoo wash that I already have previously purchased the full size and it's very expensive. I got some like mineral powder. I got some lip stuff.
It was a treat yourself kind of day.
It was kind of exciting. And then I was like, I could do stocking stuffers
or just stocking stuffers. Yes. That's a great idea.
Even just things that are just like gifts that you kind of sit on.
Teacher gifts.
Yeah,
teacher gifts.
Yes. They had the Touchland hand sanitizers. They're really expensive ones.
My daughter loves those.
Yes. And so you could be, you're paying $1 or $2. So it's not,
I feel like this is going to end up being like all the credits where on September 8th and 9th, it's going to be a madhouse to try to finish using all 10 credit. We think you get 10 on each card that qualifies, which would be, for some of us, if you have 8 or 9 cards that are qualifying, each with $10 credits, that's a ton of value and a ton that you don't want to expire because it's you use it or lose it.
Yep.
I do think it's worth noting and chatting about a lot of people are still waiting to receive $10 credits, especially on Chase cards from those early gift cards, those Newegg gift cards that were $10 or more. I haven't seen all mine come through. I have seen a kind of smattering of $10 credits here or there. My city cards, my City Strata Elite, I have seen credits there the fastest. So like that Wendy's I got when I was traveling, I got the $10 credit there pretty quickly. But my Chase credits have been slower for me. So please do share in the Facebook if you're seeing your credits roll in or you're not seeing credits roll in on certain cards. Give feedback because everybody's kind of wondering and still waiting. They say it could take 2 billing cycles, which is a pretty long time. We're just all kind of still holding our breath that it actually happens.
So I have, at the time of this recording, I have finally gotten all of mine. I only did between Sephora and I did 1 or 2 at Domino's, did 1 at Dunkin'. That might be it. So what is that, 10 of them? I did them only on 2 cards. I rotated between the Chase Freedom Flex and the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and that was it. I just wanted to test them. They came in on the Chase Freedom Flex fast and in 1 chunk. It said, Paze,
interesting.
$40.
I have not gotten any chunks like that, so that's very interesting.
Weird. It was weird. And then on the Chase Sapphire Reserve, they came 1 at a time, oh so slowly.
Yes, my Chase Sapphire Reserve definitely have been the slowest. If anybody wants to check, I can't tell you whether it will still work for you or not with the Dunkin', because I did about 9 on Dunkin', got like $90 worth of Dunkin'. The way to do it was to load up, you have to have the Dunkin' app and you would load a gift card, but it can't be that you were reloading a gift card you already had. If it asks you, do you have a gift card? You say no, so that basically it creates a new gift card in your app, and then you would load $10 and we were still able to pay with Paze. So I did that a bunch of times. It's kind of hit or miss. Some people are saying they are be able to do it every 2 days, they can do it. You know, it's not, I don't think that one is completely dead, but it's not as easy as it once was.
It lets me get all the way through to the very end, select Paze, do the login, click, okay, I'm going to pay you now. And then it gives me a red error strip across the top and it doesn't work. So very frustrating because I got 1 gift card out of that whole thing. But, you know, we can also order ahead, you know, like in the fall, a lot of times if I'm driving my daughter to school, well, I guess the fall will be over pretty quickly. You know, it'll be September. And then anyways, she does like a refresher and a donut or a breakfast sandwich. We used to do it with the Amex Gold credit, but I don't have an Amex Gold anymore. So this is another way for some little freebies.
It was really nice. When we came home from our Norway trip, we had a quick less than 48 hours to completely unpack, repack, and then get on our road trip to North Carolina. So we really didn't want to stock up our house with food because then we were going to be gone for a while again. So my kids, before I did make them go to swim team practice, those 2 days we were there, and I went to Dunkin' on the way to swim practice, and it was nice to just be like, you know what? Yeah, you can have Dunkin' because it was free and I have it all loaded up in my app. So it's really saving us this summer. I'm sad that the original Paze, you know, deals, they were so fantastic, but it's still feeding my family this summer and it's going to keep feeding them. We're going to have a whole lot of Domino's and Wendy's and maybe some Dunkin' for the end of the year. But I love your Sephora tip on stocking stuffers, maybe some teacher gifts, small gifts that you may need. That's a great idea.
Yeah, especially when stuff's on sale. But I think like the mineral powder I got, I think was usually like $19 and it was on sale for like $11. I'm like, oh my goodness, I paid $1 for this. The best.
Awesome.
Love a deal. Love a deal.
Yep. Okay, guys. Well, that's the Paze update, and it's ever changing. So who knows?
Yes.
This one has been a news item that has constantly changed since it's come out. Let's move on to a couple other news things. I saw recently the EU. If anybody has been following this story, when you go to visit the EU, they have something called, I'm going to pronounce it ETIAS, ETIAS, that they have been saying is coming, and it's something that you're going to have to pay and do before you visit Europe. And they keep delaying it because things are a mess. And they have
like
now,
the
it was
real
going
ID.
to be, like the real ID that got delayed for how many years in the
5
States?
or more.
Ridiculous. This was supposed to finally happen fourth quarter 2026, and it has now been pushed to 2027. So keep your eye on it. But if you're going to Europe this year, now you don't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah, you know what else they should push? The new entry system that's making people stand in line for 7,000 years. Let's cut that. That was a failure.
We'll see what happens. These things are ever changing. Always just search before you're doing an international trip on for the latest information, because these kind of things do change quickly. And even though you've been researching and it said something was going to happen, sometimes when it is a total disaster, as the entry exit system has been, they just shut it down without warning at the last second. So you never know.
So true. Okay, the last thing we're going to remind you of is a bunch of your credits have now reset because we have crossed over from June into July, which means you're talking CSR StubHub credit, you're talking Built $200 hotel credit, you're talking Hilton,
Amex Platinum credits.
Platinum, Hilton, those are quarterly, but still, it still resets.
Resi credits. Ooh, mama's going to get a good meal.
Chase Sapphire Reserve dining credit. So, yeah, there's a lot. Look into the benefits that your card has because now is the time. I did learn something very fun about the Hilton credits because we told you when we were in Albuquerque, I got the Hilton business card and earned that sign-up bonus. You know what I've never done in all the time I've had this card? Utilize my quarterly credit. You know what I could have been doing? Going to this beautiful Hilton. It's about 30 minutes away. It has a stunning restaurant, but I can buy a gift certificate from them there at their front desk that can actually be used on their hotel or on their restaurant. Now, it cannot be used anywhere else, but it triggers the credit. And a lot of places don't. A lot of times, there's a whole spreadsheet, guys, by the way. I can link it in the show notes. There's a spreadsheet that people fill out as they test things for all the states and a lot of different countries as far as which Hiltons, which restaurants, which lobby, check-in desks actually have successfully triggered credits for people. So my card has $60 every quarter. And so what I could have been doing is going and collecting gift certificates, and I could have had the most beautiful little staycation with my husband or a really nice meal at this fancy French restaurant inside this bougie Hilton. For anyone who lives in St. Louis, it is the Hilton in Frontenac. So right across from the Frontenac Mall. Anyone who lives here knows that is a super highfalutin area, and the hotel is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. The other place I've learned that it works in St. Louis is downtown at the Ballpark Hilton. You can use it at the Starbucks there to get a credit, and people have successfully bought Starbucks gift cards down there. If I wanted to drive an hour from my house, I would sure do that, but I don't.
It's hard
both ways.
You can't do all the things. There's so many credits. I tried so hard to use all of my credits, and there were one or two things that I still fell short on before the end of June. A couple things to note on the Chase Sapphire Reserve open table dining credit situation.
I have one too.
Yeah, there were some that they changed the restaurants. Some restaurants left, some restaurants came. There are articles online kind of saying what left and what came. I did notice, Joanna, that there is now one in Albuquerque, New Mexico that uses Chase Sapphire Reserve Open Table. So I don't know, ladies trip, everybody who's going on our ladies trip next April, we'll have to think about if we should take a field trip to the restaurant that allows us to use those Chase Sapphire Reserve dining credits.
Fun.
And then if you have Amex Gold, Amex Platinum, and you're a Resi person, this is a little bit tricky. Resi's changed some things. Supposedly, some restaurants may not qualify for the Resi credit anymore. So you need to go on the Resi website and just make sure it says that it is eligible for that. I looked on there, and it seems like most places are eligible. So I don't think this is as big of a deal as maybe some people feared when the news first broke, but something to keep in mind.
For sure. I did successfully trigger my dining credit for last half of the year with a gift card. I purchased through Toast. So there's a restaurant in St. Louis, Olive and Oak. It's a really nice restaurant. I first bought a $5 gift card through Toast because I wanted to make sure. I read and said it was going to be fine, but I don't trust anybody. And so when I got my $5 credit, I was like, great, we're good to go. I spent the other $145. And so, yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It's supposed to work, but sometimes things that are supposed to work don't work. So just
They don't. I
It
panicked
worked.
too. We had planned, because my husband's birthday is at the end of June. And we had planned to go to a restaurant and use that credit in Baltimore. And then it was so busy. We were going to Norway. The summer travels hit, and we just really couldn't get there. So I ended up, there are many websites. A lot of people have compiled this information as well, which restaurants do have the ability to buy a gift card through Toast. It can't be that you just buy a gift card. Has to be through a platform called Toast. You can find, we can link one of them in the show notes. There are many. So I did find one, a random restaurant in DC, and I was like, well, I just looked at the choices and had to pick one and buy it because we were in Norway. I literally did this driving on our road trip in Norway. I was like, all right, this is it. We're down to the wire and I've got to buy one.
I also in Canada. I've got the rest of my $145 while on a trip. I was like, gotta just do it.
I'm excited though. It'll be fun to go use it at some point. And
it's far away
we
from
hope
me.
that you have found ways to use your credits. Don't wait to the last minute. That's when you end up panicking and doing something like that. But it can be done. It can be done. All right, guys. Well, that is it for this midweek mini. We are glad that you are here. We're so thankful for our listeners and those that follow us on Instagram and chat with us on Facebook. We really do appreciate you so much. We love messaging you and you telling us about your adventures, what credits you use, what credit cards. And as always, if there's ever a link we can share, it's really helpful if you use our links. We thank you so much for doing that. We really do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. You mean the world to us, and we'll see you here next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. We hope you learned something new and feel inspired to plan your next trip.
Remember, we're travelers sharing our experiences, not financial advisors, so always do your own research and make informed decisions.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow so you never miss a Points and Miles tip.
We'll see you next time on Wonderland on Points.